Rumblefish by S.C. Hinton. Chapter 2. I was hanging out in Benny's, playing pool, when I heard Biff Wilcox was looking to kill me. Benny's was the hangout for the junior high kids. The high schoolers used to go there, but when the younger kids moved in, they moved out. Benny was pretty mad about it. Junior high kids don't have as much money to spend. He couldn't do much about it except hate the kids though. If a place gets marked as a hangout, that's it. Steve was there, and BJ Jackson, and Smokey Bennett, and some other guys. I was playing pool with Smokey. I was probably winning, since I was a pretty good pool player. Smokey was hacked off because he already owed me some money. He was glad when Midget came in and said, "Biff is looking for you, Rusty James." I missed my shot. I ain't hiding. I stood there, leaning on my cue, knowing good and well I wasn't going to be able to finish the game. I can't think about two things at the same time. He says he's going to kill you. Midget was a tall, skinny kid, taller than anybody else our age. That was why we called him Midget. "Saying ain't doing," I said. Smokey was putting his cue away. "Biff is a mean cat, Rusty James," he told me. "He ain't so tough. What's he shook about anyway?" "Something you said to Anisha at school," Midget said. "Shoot, I didn't say nothing but the truth." I told them what I said to Anisha. BJ and Smokey agreed it was the truth. Steve and Midget turned red. "Hell," I said. "Now why does he have to go and get shook over something like that?" I get annoyed when people want to kill me for some stupid little reason. Something big, and I don't mind it so much. I went up to the counter and got a chocolate milk. I always drink chocolate milk instead of Coke or something. That Coke junk will rot your insides. This gave me a little time to think things over. Benny was making a big production out of a sandwich, and he let me know he wasn't going to drop what he was doing and rush over with my chocolate milk. "So what's he doing about it? Killing me, I mean?" I sat down at a booth, and Midget slid in across from me. Everybody else gathered around. "He wants you to meet him in the vacant lot behind the pet store." "All right. I guess he's coming alone, huh?" "I wouldn't count on it," Smokey said. He was trying to let me know he was on my side, so I'd forget about our messed up pool game. If he's bringing friends, I'm bringing friends. I wasn't afraid of fighting Biff, but I didn't see any need to be stupid about it. "Yeah, but you know how that's gonna turn out," Steve put in. "Everybody will end up getting into it. You bring people, he brings people." Steve was always cautious about things. "You think I'm going to that empty lot by myself? You're nuts," I told him. "But, look it, me and Biff will settle this thing ourselves. You guys will just be an audience, huh?" "Ain't nothing wrong with an audience." "You know it ain't gonna end up like that." Steve was 14 like me. He looked 12, he acted 4. He was my best friend though, so he could say stuff that I wouldn't let anybody else get away with. "Damn it, Rusty James, we haven't had any trouble like that for a long time now." He was scared it was gonna end up in a gang fight. There hadn't been a real honest-to-goodness gang fight around here in years. As far as I knew, Steve had never been in one. I could never understand people being scared of things they didn't know nothing about. "You don't have to be there," I said. Everybody else had to be there to protect their rep. Steve didn't have any rep. He was my best friend. That was his rep. "You know I'm gonna be there," he said to me angrily. "But you know what the motorcycle boy said about gang?" "He ain't here," I said. "He ain't been here for 2 weeks, so don't go telling me about the motorcycle boy." BJ spoke up. "But even back when we was rumblin', we never fought Biff's gang. They was allies. Remember when Wilson got jumped over on the Tigers' turf? This started a discussion on who had been jumped, when and where and why. I didn't need to think about that. I had all those records straight in my head anyway. But I did need to think about how I was going to fight Biff. So I wasn't listening much when somebody said, "Anyway, when the motorcycle boy gets back." I jumped up and slammed my fist down on the table so hard the table in the next booth rattled and Benny stopped whistling and making his sandwich. Everybody else sat like they was holding their breath. "The motorcycle boy ain't back," I said. I can't see good when I get mad, and my voice was shaking. I don't know when he's coming back, if he's coming back. So if you want to wait around the rest of your life to see what he says, okay, but I'm going to stomp Biff Wilcox's guts tonight, and I think I ought to have some friends there. "We'll be there," Smokey said. He stared at me with those funny colorless eyes that gave him his nickname. "But let's try and keep it between you two, okay?" I couldn't say anything because I was too mad. I walked out and slammed the door behind me. In about 5 seconds, I heard footsteps behind me, and I didn't turn around because I knew it'd be Steve. "What's the matter with you?" he said. "Give me a cigarette. You know I don't have any cigarettes." Yeah, I forgot. I hunted around and found one in my shirt pocket. What's wrong? Steve asked again. Nothing's wrong. Is it the motorcycle boy being gone? Don't start it on me, I said. He kept quiet for a few minutes. He'd pestered me once before when he shouldn't have, and I'd punched the wind out of him. I was real sorry about that, but it wasn't my fault. He should have known better than to pester me when I'm mad. Finally he said, Slow down, will ya? You're running my legs off. I stopped. We were on the bridge, right where the motorcycle boy used to stop to watch the water. I threw my cigarette butt into the river. It was so full of trash that a little more wasn't going to hurt it any. You've been acting funny ever since the motorcycle boy left. He's been gone before, I said. I get mad quick, and I get it over with quick. Not for this long. 2 weeks. That ain't long. Maybe he's gone for good. Shut up, will ya? I said. I closed my eyes. I'd been out till 4 a.m. the night before, and I was kind of tired. This is a crummy neighborhood, Steve said suddenly. It ain't the slums, I told him, keeping my eyes shut. There's worse places. I didn't say it was the slums. I said it was a crummy neighborhood. And it is. If you don't like it, move. I am. Someday I am. I quit listening. I don't see any sense in thinking about things far off in the future. You have to face the fact that the motorcycle boy may be gone for good. I don't have to face nothing, I said tiredly. He sighed and stared down at the river. I saw a rabbit once at the zoo. My old man took me there on the bus a long time ago. I really liked that zoo. I tried to go again by myself, but I was a little kid and I got lost when I had to change buses. I never did get around to trying to get there again, but I remembered it pretty good. The animals reminded me of people. Steve looked like a rabbit. He had dark blonde hair and dark brown eyes and a face like a real sincere rabbit. He was smarter than me. I ain't never been a particularly smart person, but I get along right. I wondered why Steve was my best friend. I'd let him hang around and kept people from beating him up and listened to all his worries. God, did that kid worry about things. I did all that for him, and sometimes he did my math homework and let me copy his history stuff, so I never flunked a grade. But I didn't care about flunking, so that wasn't why he was my best friend. Maybe it was because I had known him longer than I knowed anybody I was related to. For a tough kid, I had a bad habit of getting attached to people.